Hi, my name is Beer, and let's start with Zoria, Age of Shattering. I played the alpha version of Zoria a few years ago and I was really impressed by this indie game. It's not perfect, but I can honestly say that I had tons of fun. So when the full version was released, I played it for my own pleasure again, and the feeling was the same. I was entertained. The game feels like a mix of third Warcraft's graphics and turn-based RNG heavy playstyle. While only the combat is turn-based, you can explore the world in real time. Also here you will have your base. You can make regular updates to it by unlocking new wings to the buildings, and by doing so you will be rewarded with either resources, quests or items. Also in your outpost you can plan and assign tasks for your companions. For example, send selected party members on a mission in which you won't participate, but will receive what they find along the way. These missions can end badly as well, although the main thing of Zoria is actual combat, and as I've mentioned before, this game is fun. Just keep in mind that it is made by 3 people and not by hundreds, like the third Baldur's Gate, so take my praise with a grain of salt and put it into your wishlist or just buy it on GOG, you know, where it has no DRM attached and you can play it offline as well. You will find my affiliate link to Zoria in the comments below. Banquet for Fools. The game is really fresh, that's why you never heard about it, but it is my job to find you these hidden gems. Here in the open world setting you will explore the island with 4 companions. Depending on the stats, they will each have unique choices in dialogue with NPCs and amongst each other as they bond over the course of the journey. You will visit towns for clues and collect various unique items for your party. Farmers, scribes, artisans, and other folk will need your assistance, and only you will decide to help them or not. Interesting thing is that here are no compass or quest logs. Many missions and requests are given to you in scrolls. I'm not sure if inventing the bike here is a good idea, but in general I congratulate anything that's original. And the elephant in the room of the originality here is the visuals. The game looks artsy and beautiful, really worth your attention. Archaelund. This is a party-based RPG where you explore the world in first person, just like in Skyrim or Morrowind. It even gives the vibes of Might and Magic franchise if you are old enough to remember these classic RPGs. And I'm not sure that is good, because these games were quite empty and the visuals were based on our ability to expand things in our imagination. Anyway, when the fighting starts, the view goes up to the isometric perspective and you are thrown into a tactical turn-based battle. That is really nice, innovating the well-known genres takes some bravery and balls, because you never know what to expect from the gaming crowd. So here you will take your party of adventurers through a vast open world and explore as you wish, find secrets and run into trouble, get involved in conflicts or just pursue your own goals and discover what lies beyond the horizon, because everything that you can see in the distance is reachable. Developers are saying that the game system is meant to ensure that every battle matters and every opponent is scary. Yeah, we will see how true this is when I'm like level 60 or something and I cast Armageddon just by blinking twice. Anyway, so far the game has above 80% positive reviews on Steam, so this indie game is going strong. Tyranny. In a realm where the tyrant has already won, you must decide how to reshape the world. Will you become an all-powerful dictator, or will you strengthen the pillars of a new regime? You are not a random villager here. In fact, you will wield a vast amount of power in the occupied lands. So basically you are some kind of a Littlefinger. Just be careful to not end up like Littlefinger as well. So in Tyranny your actions really matter, and no decision here is truly black or white.
Or Asian.
The choices here are morally obscure and will never let you out of the situation easily. People on Steam really love that this game is very detailed and the world itself feels alive and immersive. The combat might be challenging, but it is fair, since it rewards the players who take the time to strategize. Just be warned that Tyranny is more like a book. Be ready for the walls of text everywhere you go. Sovereign Syndicate. Here in this Victorian steampunk CRPG you will explore an open world filled with mystery and danger. You can choose from 3 playable characters with branching stories that intertwine. You will investigate, interact and take action to leave your mark on the world and its inhabitants. You will not find any random stat points here and will have to use your skills to level them up. Game wants you to trust your fate to the innovative tarot card chance system. You can solve problems with combat, persuasion, magic or even explosives. The game is heavily influenced by by games like Fallout, Baldur's Gate and Disco Elysium. NPCs react to your gender, race, appearance and choice of dialogue, so you'd better look and act the part if you want the right results. But not everything is certain. Luck plays a role, and it's all in the cards with the aforementioned tarot card chance system. Well, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of randomness in the games, and luck is exactly that. A random outcome to which you have no or little influence, at least when we are talking about approximately equal chances of success and failure. Of course, in many games your skill level in certain areas may influence the outcome heavily, but if some outcome is important and you got a disappointing result, you will load the save game and try again. That's how I got Nettie to let us go peacefully in Baldur's Gate 3. I tried as many times as I needed. That is the biggest flaw with luck in games. You just load and try again. And again, well, you can eliminate the save game feature and leave only autosave, like I recently saw in Dying Light 2. So you have to stick with your decision even if you don't want to, or start the game over from the beginning. The result of that? I just stopped playing. Anyway, Sovereign Syndicate may very well be a hidden gem or at least a nice polished rock. If you are in doubt, you can play the demo version already. Solasta, Crown of the Magister. Here you'll discover the shattered world of Solasta, explore ruins and dungeons for legendary treasures, learn the truth of an age-old cataclysm and stop it from happening again. You will be able to create your own party of adventurers in the classic tabletop RPG tradition. The choices you will make while choosing various skills, traits and backstories of your heroes will reflect in their dialogue. You know, if some of them are born in Potato Saladistan, they will always be enemies with the guys who put pineapple in their potato salad. And with these characters you will dive into long-forgotten dungeons to unearth ancient artifacts. But stay watchful of light and darkness. Many dangers hide in the dark, but a light can attract monsters as well. Some enemies have dark vision, some may flee from your torch, but, you know, as I always say, the best way to light your way is with fireballs. It doesn't really matter if your enemies have dark vision or not, a fried monster is always better than a raw monster, so the game is pure treasure for a CRPG fans, and also it includes Dungeon Manager, so you can make your own stories and maps, or play some good ones created by way more talented people than you. Also keep in mind that the game has 3 DLCs and 1 supporter pack available, and those DLCs along with the base game are constantly on one sale or another. And there is no better channel covering sales than this one, so subscribe, don't miss a good opportunity in the future. Edge of War. I doubt you ever heard about this one. The game delivers an isometric CRPG experience where your choices carve a unique path through the Northlands inspired by Finnish folklore. You will engage in turn-based combat, leveraging an interactive environment to outmaneuver your enemies. The game will pit you against the dangers and the eternal darkness that inhabit the North. Here, according to developers, every quest is significant, directly influencing your journey and the others around you. The world is created by semi-procedural generation and has diverse storytelling, so each playthrough offers a distinct narrative and plenty of variety. I'm not sure anyone will play it more than once, but that doesn't matter because you will know that your story was probably a bit different than someone else's. And that is always a conversation piece, or an arguing piece, because we will all remember the same place differently. Anyway, check it out or just put it into your wishlist. Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition. The game without a doubt has one of the most impressive worlds among all CRPG games. Really unique locations, art style and characters makes this game a must-play for every RPG fan, although keep in mind that Planescape Torment is more like a book where you can choose what the main protagonist will do next. Fighting part is not as important here as dialogues, but in general the game is more than 50 hours long, so if you can enjoy walls of text, you will be up for a treat. The game is old, but this enhanced edition is, you know, enhanced with better resolution, 4K interface, quick loot, remastered music and all the life quality improving content that we didn't have back then when it initially came out. This is without a doubt a classic that you can't ignore. Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. These are great titles, and if you like classic Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale, you probably have heard about the games already. But have you heard that Pillars of Eternity saved the Obsidian studio from bankruptcy? They had a really bad experience with their big-budget Xbox One exclusive game named Stormlands. Well, long story short, publisher cancelled the game and Obsidian had to lay off 30 people. And honestly, I'm pretty sure that the reason for cancelling was the main hero's haircut. You just can't approve of something like that. That's a fact, it burned my eyes already. already, so the studio was devastated and they decided to play the last card in their hand, and that card was a Kickstarter campaign. You know, if you want to ace the project, you still have to create at least the first level of the game, and it should work on a certain level so you could show off what you got. The campaign was unbelievably successful. Crowdfunding raised more than $4 million, pledged by only 74,000 people. You know, most of the people who like Baldur's Gate now are kinda old and automatically kinda rich, so if you target rich grown-ups with their nostalgic fantasy, there is a huge chance that you will succeed. Anyway, in Pillars of Eternity you become a hero and save people from a scary phenomenon known as Hollowborn. People are being born without a soul, so I guess they can't sell it to the devil and get nice things. What a robbery! But you will fix everything, don't worry.
I want to buy your soul.
Alright, $50.
No, too expensive.
The Age of Decadence. As developers of this game say, traditionally many fantasy RPGs are about killing things, clearing up dungeons and being a hero, but Age of Decadence wants nothing to do with kobolds, just as it wants nothing to do with doodads or
unimaginable power.
The overarching idea is a crumbling society divided among three noble houses, each fumbling around in its own version of darkness to comprehend what destroyed the world. That's the central mystery. So here you are, the detective, piecing together what really happened from different accounts. So basically this is a low fantasy post-apocalyptic game, which is way less common than usual post-apocalypse with irradiated wasteland anywhere you go. The game is not very long. It will take around 14 hours to finish, but be aware of various bugs and glitches. Not everyone experienced those, but to be sure you can download a demo version on Steam absolutely free and just test it out. Divinity Original Sin 2. You can become some really interesting custom-made hero, or choose from 6 unique origin characters with their own backgrounds and agendas. For example, you can become a flesh-eating elf. You may think, what, is that the lame feature that regenerates health like ghouls have in every game? No, it's way cooler. Once I found a dead body, and there was an option to, you know, eat its leg. I was like, why not? And I ate it. And suddenly I saw who killed the guy, because this feature of mine worked in this mysterious way, and I completely forgot that I have it. I just ate the leg because I can. So the game gives you freedom that is sometimes a bit absurd. That is awesome. Anyway, here you will explore the vast and layered world alone or in a party of up to 4 friends in a cooperative play. You can even play on split screen with your mother-in-law. Go anywhere, unleash your imagination and explore almost endless ways to interact with the world. And there's more to experience in PvP and Game Master modes. In the latter you'll create your own stories or download fan-made campaigns from Steam Workshop. Game has an overwhelmingly positive review score. A must-play, that's a fact. Dragon Age Origins Ultimate Edition. This is the Dragon Age game that is beloved the most, and this version of the game includes all 9 content packs and even Awakening expansion where you will become the commander of the Grey Wardens and embark on a new campaign. You fight new enemies, learn new spells and fend off the advancing Darkspawn forces. People on Steam are talking that even if this game looks and feels a bit old, you can just download and install 100 mods or so and make it look new and shiny again. Well, I have some doubts about that new shininess, but in general it's not that old and it's enjoyable nowadays. The main story will take about 40 hours to complete and the expansion will take additional 50 hours of your time. That is a great deal, no doubt. Shadowrun Franchise. Not many know this, but the Shadowrun franchise consists of 7 games in total, if we skip the re-releases of every kind. It started as a Super Nintendo game in 1993. It was quite popular back then, and in 2007 even inspired a first-person shooter spin-off, which has around 5 out of 10 Metacritic score, so they never experimented with that ever again. Anyway, the games I recommend are the Shadowrun trilogy, which consists of the original Shadowrun Returns, Dragonfall Director's Cut, and Hong Kong Extended Edition. Dragonfall earlier was released as a DLC but was republished with new content and improvements, and Hong Kong Extended Edition is the definitive version of the game, the third and newest standalone game in Shadowrun series. The plot is kinda simple but entertaining. Magic has returned to the world, awakening powerful creatures of myth and legend, and technology here merges with flesh and consciousness. Elves, trolls, orcs and dwarves walk among us, while ruthless ruthless corporations bleed the world dry, and you are just a mercenary, surviving day by day, doing dangerous jobs by any means necessary. All the pods have very positive review score on Steam, and I recommend starting from the first one, of course. But buying a whole bundle would probably be a smarter decision, because you will get an additional 20% discount and you will play all 3 games anyway. Wasteland 3 Colorado Collection. I will say bluntly, if you like tactical turn-based games, this RPG here is a must-play. It's not a recommendation or something, but the law. You must play it if you want to go, you know, to game hell after your death. Anyway, this version of the game includes both the Battle of Steeltown and Cult of the Holy Detonation expansions, as well as the Colorado Survival Gear bonus items. And the game itself is a wonderful gem for all Fallout, Baldur's Gate and all turn-based combat fans. In Wasteland 3 you will travel to the frozen wastes of Colorado to deal with gangs, cults and psychopathic clowns in effort to bring stability to the wastes. Or, you know, as always, even more chaos and even more psychopathic clowns. Yeah, not like in real life, your decisions really matter and the world will change according to your actions and reactions. Arcanum of Steamworks and Magick Obscura. There is a big chance that you have missed this game 22 years ago. Well, I absolutely did. I have no idea why it wasn't popular in Lithuania back then when every kid was playing Baldur's Gate 8 times in a row. So Arcanum of Steamworks and Magick Obscura is a straight highway to Nostalgia Town. Good thing is that the game was made in the time when everyone wasn't woke, and some themes in the game are being thoroughly avoided by most of the games nowadays. Also, the game is not dumbed down. You know, I just recently played Diablo 4, it is a really fun game, but made in a way that an absolute idiot could play it. You don't even need to arrange stats anymore, everything is done for you. You just click, click, click and you win. That is amazing, but, you know, it's not the same as before. And that is not the case in old good games. Here you'll find 16 primary skills, including gambling and healing, 80 spells with 16 colleges of magic and 56 technological degrees with 8 disciplines. The game is huge and replayability is really high as well. Like really, I'm not kidding, here you'll find more than 300 unique characters and monster types. People on Steam are saying that if they could sell their soul to the devil for the remastered version, it will be a great bargain. Sadly, most of them are probably redheads, so the devil is not interested. Well, anyway, let's hope to see a remastered version someday in the future. Torment, Tides of Numenera. I have to say that while the game is inspired by this classic game, Tides of Numenera doesn't share the lore of Planescape Torment. Instead it shares the composer Mark Mungin, a dude who created music not only for Planescape Torment but also for Fallout 1 and 2. So in game you will hear about 50 different music tracks made by him. So here your words, choices and actions are your primary weapons, meaning that this game consists mostly of reading and talking rather than fighting. World of Numenera is really impressive. Hand-drawn original setting filled with offbeat and unpredictable items to use in and out of battle, and also cool feats of magic. Powered by technology used in the award-winning Pillars of Eternity, the game provides numerous wonders and impressive locations for you to explore. People are talking that one of the best parts of Numenera is the character creation process, good leveling mechanics and interesting NPCs, but boy oh boy, there are so many comments ranting about the reading part.
And now it's the time to subscribe. Yeah, subscribe now. Almost died it.
Expeditions Rome. This is an indirect sequel of Expeditions Viking, and it has already accumulated a very positive review score on Steam. So here you can create your own Roman legacy, customize your character's look, gender, class and skills to match your playstyle and role-playing fantasy. Although I doubt that you will find a slider for a ding-dong size, like we have in Cyberpunk, that would be a pleasant surprise. So here, as in the prequel, you will engage in tactical turn-based combat powered by an extensive skill-based action system, where every weapon changes your potency on the battlefield. This is a great game for the people who like to use the tiny organ between our ears. People on Steam are saying that this is an interesting, a bit underrated RPG game that takes a huge amount of time to beat, but gameplay almost never gets boring. Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition. Original Neverwinter Nights was made in 2002, just like Morrowind, a really long time ago by the same studio who created Baldur's Gate. But in 2018, Enhanced Edition landed on Steam. So what is the difference between the old version and this shiny new one? Well, let's start with the fact that you can play in 4K now. That is as modern as it can get for a 20-year-old game. Also, it has a bit upgraded visuals with pixel shaders and post-processing effects. Cool thing is that the game works with the old save games, so if you you still have that Pentium 166 in your garage, check out its mighty 1GB hard drive. Maybe you are up for a treat. If not, you will still have a great time in that garage, rummaging through things from the past you should have thrown away decades ago. Also, in this edition of Neverwinter Nights, you will get all the content that was ever released, including 2 expansion packs, 40 hours of new stories, and so much more. So if you're feeling nostalgic, you have all my recommendations. Vendir, Plague of Lies. This is a classic party-based RPG with a deep storyline and turn-based combat. Here, the royal family makes their money from slavery, the economy of a whole town rides on selling chunks of dead bodies, and warfare is as common as communism in China. Poverty, plague, and destitution are usual stuff here, with most citizens rising to little better than the rat-infested gutters they were born in. So in this overly dystopian world, it seems there is no hope for anything to get better anytime soon. You know, it's like Russia, a bit better, but still, you get the point. No hope, no dreams, no future. And then you show up and tell everyone who's the real boss is. I doubt it's you, but you can try. Underrail. Game is set in a distant future when life on the surface has long gone and the only remnants of humanity now dwell in the Underrail, a vast system of metro station states that, it seems, are the last bastions of a fading race. Here you take control of one of the denizens of such a station state, whose life is about to become all that much more interesting and dangerous as you are caught in the middle of conflicting factions of the Underrail as they violently struggle to survive in the harsh underground environment. Game will take about 60 hours of your boring life, so it's a decent storyteller, although it's difficult and may sometimes infuriate you. Also, it has 2 wonderful DLCs. One is called Expedition, which expands the base campaign with many new waterway maps. They connect various harbors of the Underrail and add a huge new region called the Black Sea, a massive underground body of water. So here you can take a break from the usual metro crawling and take a boat to this infamous place. Another DLC called Heavy Duty adds 3 new weapon types: grenade launchers, machine guns and miniguns, as well as a special high-level side mission that will challenge even the most hardcore veterans. By buying a complete bundle on Steam, you will get an additional 20% discount, so think about it. Black Geyser, Couriers of Darkness. Before the release, the game was a bit in trouble for looking almost exactly like Pillars of Eternity. That summoned a bit of disappointment from the players, but now the outcome is almost a happy one. For example, recent reviews are in the very positive range. So in Black Geyser, you will be thrown into a brewing civil war between the capital city and the wealthy mining town. To participate in these events, you will be able to create your hero and choose out of 5 playable races and then out of 4 classes. I think it's enough, because I doubt that you will play the game for the second time anyway, although keep in mind that the game is poorly optimized and sometimes runs with stuttering even on high-end machines. That is a shame, because it looks like it was made 20 years ago. Anyway, if you are okay with some frame drops here and there, love games like Baldur's Gate, it may be a thing that you were looking for. Disco Elysium. This is one of the greatest role-playing experiences you will ever have, but play it only if you like reading a lot and like games without combat. You will not find any here. Well, I mean combat that is not a result of your dialogue choices. Your character will do things automatically based on the decisions you make, and those decisions of yours are not always very smart, and Disco Elysium just lets you do stupid things, which is kinda scary because suddenly you may realize that you just wanted to test the waters, but instead you actually made the decision that will have grim consequences. And by grim, I mean really grim. On some of those occasions, the game just ends. You may see game over screen without even playing an hour. And the game is like,
I told you, but you pushed me hard, so the consequences are yours to swallow.
Yeah, actually Disco Elysium has 3 different endings and 12 unique game overs. Those I talked about before. So always, and I mean always, think twice before doing something stupid. And then think twice while playing Disco Elysium as well. Because no matter how stupid the decision you want to make is, the game may let you do it. Colony Ship, a post-Earth role-playing game. Hundreds of years ago, a spaceship with 50,000 colonists was sent from Earth to colonize Proxima Centauri. You, as one of the colonists, will never feel the sun under a blue sky, never hear the wind in the branches of a tree, never swim in the ocean, never drink delicious vodka in Lithuania or Żywiec beer in Poland, and never taste the incredible rotten canned herring in Sweden. Well, maybe it's not a big loss with the latter, to be fair. And all this happened because you had the misfortune to be born in the ship, chained to a fate you didn't choose. You have never seen Earth, and you will never see Proxima Centauri either. You are doomed to live and die on the ship in the name of the mission, like your father before you, like his father before him. So in Colony Ship you will find a skill-based character system with feats and biological implants. Also you can choose from 12 recruitable party members with different personalities, agendas and beliefs. Game has a very positive review score, so if you want to live a meaningless life with nothing to lose, I mean if you are not already doing that in real life, this is your chance to have fun. Wildermyth. Game has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, meaning that it is close to a masterpiece and it is blasphemy to ignore it. Literally, you will burn in hell, of your religion of choice, if you at least don't watch the short overview of Wildermyth till the end. Or for an atheist, you'll find cat hairs in your coffee all the time, even if you don't own a cat. Way worse than hell. So like the best tabletop role-playing experiences, this game gives you choices and answers your every decision with consequences that drive your characters forward. The best thing is that all heroes here will die someday. Yeah, that is probably not the best thing, to be honest, but here you'll get to hold on to your favorites, reintroduce them in the next adventure, and over many lifetimes you create your own legendary pantheon. This game is truly great. TaleSpire. It is a beautiful way to play pen and paper RPGs, except here you won't need pen and paper. Instead, you can bring your own stories to life and embark upon campaigns together with your friends. Regardless of where you are in the world, the engine of TaleSpire will do everything it can to make you happy. Well, sadly, it can't make potato salad. Just a disclaimer. So, in a way, it's a tabletop game where rules, battles and adventures are supervised by AI. As developers say, the beauty of real-world tabletop gaming here meets the endless possibilities of a digital world. Here you can build your adventures without compromising the handcrafted aesthetic of using traditional miniatures. You can take on a mantle of multiple heroes and creatures, manage your stats and express yourself using the emote system, perform dice rolls directly on board and interact with your environment. As a game master, you can dazzle and thrill your friends by building expansive maps, setting up shots and controlling immersive soundscapes to bring all your delightful and devious designs to life. I also have to say that TaleSpire is not tied to a specific game or rule set. You make rules or bend them as you wish, and the game makes sure that no one can break them.
And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.